Hey guys, it's Seth, and today we're going to be talking about the scientific method. Um, Now, I don't have my learning buddy with me. Sadly, Fiddles is no longer with us, as in, I don't know where he is. Um, you see, in that whole Matrix thing, last thing I remember, we were yelling, and I don't know where he is. I hope he's doing well, making his own um, learning, teaching videos. I don't know. Wish him well. Anyway, let's get on with this. The scientific method is what we use to learn about the world around us. It's been used for centuries by countless influential and leading scientists. It involves multiple steps, which I will be going through um, over with a very basic experiment. So let's get to it. All right, first we're going to need a question. For this experiment, my question will be, how harmful is dihydrogen oxide on living things? Done. Cool. All right, so that's our question. Next, we need to do some research. So let's hit the computer. Alright, I've done a little bit of basic research here and found that dihydrogen oxide is actually required in some amount to survive. And that brings us over to our next step, where I am going to hypothesize that dihydrogen oxide is healthy in proper quantity, so not having too much or too little. That's my hypothesis. So, sort of an educated guess or theory based on what I've already seen. And we're going to move on now. Alright, now to test our hypothesis, since Fiddles isn't here, I've recruited 3 of my best friends who do not move or talk while in the presence of people. This is Lenny, here's Lex, and here is Georgina. They are going to be acting for me. So here's some dihydrogen oxide right there. I'll get around to that, but Lenny here is going to be receiving no dihydrogen oxide over the next 4 days. He is my control group. The other 2 are my experiment groups. Lex, as you see, will receive 1 cup per day, and Georgina will receive a gallon per day. And let's see here. They're all different groups, as you can see, obviously. This is so that we can get a wide array of different results, or at least 3 in this case. So I will get back to you all in 4 days. Alright, it's been 4 days, yeah, about that. And we're going to take a look at our results now. Dr. Walt, what are you doing here? Lenny? Lenny? You... Okay, it appears Lenny is... I think he's dead. That would explain why Walt is here. Let's move on. Yeah, okay. Lex here's had a cup a day. Been drinking that, so... Okay. Here, I'm gonna give you what works for me, so... Well, I guess you can't catch, so we're gonna do that. Okay, Georgina, I think she's healthy. She just really needs to use the bathroom. Okay, I see. Well, other than Lenny, I think this has been pretty successful. So, let's move on to the next step. Okay, so now we move on to the analysis portion here. So just set it out with a very simple table, effects after 4 days. So we had our 3 groups of no dihydrogen oxide, 1 cup and 1 gallon. So we'll leave that there dead. Yeah. Okay, black caused a headache for poor Lex. Now, it's always nice when what's going on with the camera? It's always nice when you can have, like numbers, something you can track. Like if it's plant growth, you check the amount of water given to them or the amount of sunlight they get and how tall they go, that sort of thing. So it's a lot easier to track. But we're mostly just tracking the effects here. Furthermore, usually we would do multiple trials, but this was just over a brief 4-day period for a demonstration. And yeah, we get to see some basic effects of how dihydrogen oxide in certain quantities has affected each of these 3 groups. And now we come to our conclusion based on these findings and our recording. Okay, now we've reached the end of our experiment, conclusion. This is where we take everything that we've learned and gathered over the course of the experiment and use it to answer our original question. I conclude that dihydrogen oxide is not dangerous for living things and is in fact essential to their well-being. In fact, you all got pranked! Dihydrogen oxide is water. And the name sounds a little scary, but dihydrogen is just H2O. And water is not harmful to living things. So, see you all next time.